Learn how to take the L. Every L may not be yours, or at least not yours alone, but you still have to take the L from time to time. Nobody's perfect.
BTSW.
Okay, so for those of us who don't know, L is a young people term, right? A newer generation term, which means loss, right? It's the shortened version of loss. A loss, it stems from, sports and games and stuff like that, where, well, obviously you have both. At the end of the day, you have winners and then you have the people that are not them. Only the elite would know that reference. Anyway, when it comes to taking the L, a lot of times people don't feel like they deserve the L. A lot of times people don't feel like they need to be the bigger person because they are not wrong. And I get it, trust me, I do. However, that's not important all the time because nobody's perfect, right? Just because you may not be wrong right now, that don't mean that you was never wrong, right? And here's a bonus tip. Especially as you were growing up, there were many times you were wrong and no one said anything. Maybe this may upset you to know this, or maybe it may humble you. Hopefully it does both, because you need to learn how to take the L. And this is something that Christians supposedly are supposed to be doing all the time when you turn the other cheek. Sometimes people get angry and they lash out and they do extra stuff, and you need to, as the quote says, water off a duck's back. It don't have to require or render or force an answer out of you every time. Just take the L and be like, you know what, you're right. I'm not saying that you should go ahead and lie. If the person ain't right, because this is what I do. If the person ain't right, you ain't going to hear me say, oh, you're right. Now, just because I say you're right, or just because I'm telling you to say, yeah, you're right, my bad, or whatever, that don't necessarily mean that you could leave it there. You could have a conversation if you feel like the situation will allow you to have a conversation about it. But what you're not about to do, what you shouldn't do, is focus all of your time and energy and attention on the part where you are not wrong. Well, I ain't wrong. Well, it ain't my fault. Don't be one of those people. Learn to take the L. Listen, maybe this don't make sense to you, but I believe you should watch this video again and learn to take the L. It may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me.